KUGAN, CASSIUS, IFL TV, MTK Global. It's the start of fight week.
It's fight week, baby.
Joshua-Povetkin.
It's fight week. The international broadcasters are in the house, the Americans are in the house, Coogie Bear is in the house, and in a few hours' time, AJ and Povetkin will be in the house.
Does this feel like the same every time Joshua fights? Does it feel like it's bigger? Does it feel like, here we go again?
No, I mean, I think every Joshua fight gets bigger and bigger. I think you look at the queues outside at 3 o'clock, you know, nearly 1,000 people outside at 3 o'clock waiting to get in. You think, who does that? You know, what other fighter in the world does that? You know, maybe Canelo. So it's incredible, and I'm excited. I'm very nervous about this fight, and I'm quite nervous for the other 3 50-50s on the bill, because they're important fights for those guys, and they're very high-risk fights, particularly a Goliaskin and Price against Kuzmin as well. And I'm nervous for Luke Campbell to get the win, because it could lead to a WBC world title.
When people don't moan about the undercard, that kind of says what the undercard is. And
You
I
still
think
get a couple of moans, but like...
I think it's a solid undercard for this.
It's a very good undercard.
Yeah.
I mean, look, at Wembley, you know that the main event comes into the ring at 9:50 and the first bell's just after 10 o'clock. So normally you'd probably have one more fight. So, you know, on this one, looks like John Doherty's actually going to make his professional debut earlier in the night. Then you've got Shakram Girsov, who's arguably the best young prospect in world boxing at the moment, taking on a 14-0 kid. Girsov won the silver in the Rio Olympics, lost to the Ylusnov in the final. Then you've got Price Kuzmin, which, you know, that has the ability to even be a chief support. People might say, oh, Price is coming off loss. Price is fucking so entertaining, because he has got vulnerabilities and he can hit like a fucking ox, right? So you just want to see it. And you've got to be in the arena to see that fight, because he could knock Kuzmin out and his whole career changes. Or he could get chinned and flattened, which is also a possibility. Then you've got a Goliaskin, which for me, that could be the matchup of the night. You know, you've got Lawrence Okoli, who is so raw. And you've got Matty Askin now, who is in a great spell in his career, who's taking himself so seriously now, who is in the shape of his life. It's youth against experience, and it's such a test for Lawrence Okoli at this stage in his career. And then you got Campbell Mendy, which was a brilliant fight first time around.
He's wanted that fight since
he lost
and
it's a must win.
Yeah.
And don't forget, by the way, since Mendy won that fight, he's looked very good, and he's won all his fights convincingly. So, but Luke Campbell now teaming up with Shane McGuigan, he looks razor sharp. He must win it, and if he does, it'll be mandatory to Mikey Garcia. We expect Garcia to step aside, and Luke will fight for a vacant world title. So it's such a massive fight in his career. And then you've got AJ Povetkin. You know, you get people thinking, oh, easy night for AJ. No. This is the number 3 heavyweight in the world.
What do you think about Johnny Nelson saying that this is a harder fight than Wilder? Do you agree with that?
I think it's a tougher fight technically, but it's not as dangerous a fight as Wilder, because Wilder hits harder. I say Povetkin is technically better than Wilder. I don't think anyone would argue with that statement, but he don't hit as hard as Wilder. So I wouldn't say it's as dangerous, but there are other things you've got to take into consideration. The pressure on Anthony Joshua. The fact that people just think he's going to win. Easy. Last time out is against Parker, and it was more of a technical performance. More people now want the old AJ. You know, the guy who goes in fearless, reckless, like a wrecking ball, and just does damage. That's going to change as his career progresses. There's more on the line. He's got to be a little bit smarter against better opposition. But this is an absolute high-level world heavyweight title fight. And, you know, while other people are talking about fights and waiting on dates and announcements, these guys are getting in the ring. Joshua boxed on March the 31st. He's back out on September the 22nd. Not waiting on a date. This is on. This is happening. And it's happening on Saturday night. And then he goes on from there. But this is, I think, say the toughest fight of his career, because you have to say Klitschko, but unquestionably the second toughest fight of his career. Unquestionably. Okay,
let's have some updates. Obviously, you've confirmed Tony Bellew and Alexander Usyk, 10th of
Usyk
November.
will be there on Saturday.
Okay.
So will Lomachenko as well. Brilliant for you. I mean, obviously the English ain't great, but still.
Boxing porn.
People won't care what they're saying. Just put it on the old camera. People will be over the moon. And we are, well, the press conference is due on Monday, but of course, I heard Frank say that the Fury-Wilder fight was getting announced this week, and their press conference was on Monday. And the media world tour starts on Monday. So
are you going Tuesday?
We'll have to go Tuesday, if that's the case. I mean, I hope he's going to actually deliver this time, rather than just say it's on and it's a tour and it's happening. So presumably they're going to have their press conference on Monday, and then we'll go on Tuesday with a press conference. So it's a great fight. The response has been unbelievable. And it's exactly the response we want. It's going to sell out in a nanosecond. It's just a wonderful fight.
He who dares.
He who dares, Rodney.
Rodney.
You know what I mean?
I know you've spoken about, I think I read on Boxing Scene, who you may put on the undercard. Walsh and Lowe.
Yeah, Walsh Lowe's on there. Crawler could be against Jordan in a final eliminator for the WBA world title. Josh Kelly will be on the card in a big step-up fight. Joe Caldina will be against Scotty Cardle in what looks like could be British and Commonwealth title fight, plus another title fight to be added as well. So yeah, it's going to be a good night. Wonderful main event. I think it's the fight of the year, to be honest. And yeah, Mr. Bellew will be there Saturday night as well.
All the marbles.
All the marbles.
So by the looks of it, it's going to be stacked there Saturday night as in fighter-wise, because Dylan White's going to be there, Bellew's going to be there.
I mean, you've got loads of footballers coming, singers.
Chabadi G.
Chabadi G will be there. Then you've got, who's coming from the boxing world? Usyk, Lomachenko, Amir Khan, Dillian White, Derek Chisora.
Oh my God.
Sugar Ray Leonard.
Oh my God.
Anu G.
Oh, he's part of the zone team, yeah.
That's their first sort of production, if you like, on-site production on Saturday night. Brian Kenny, Kay Adams, LZ Granderson, Sugar Ray Leonard, Sergio Mora. There's about 80 people flying in from the zone. So Akan Barak, who are here as well. And I'm excited, mate. I'm excited because it's when you're there and you look around and you just think, how the fuck have we done this for boxing? And how has AJ done this? And we will have 80,000 in there. It's going to just be amazing. Little few speckles of rain on the old forecast. So we've ordered the Max in.
Yeah.
Shout out to William Hill for ordering the Max.
Joshua-Povetkin Max.
William Hill Max.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe they've got Joshua-Povetkin as well.
Okay. Tickets, yeah. I know you're going to have 80,000 and saying, oh, only 80,000, but...
Well, the main problem is we haven't been able to sell all the coach packages and we can't put them on sale. So what's left at the moment is basically 40-pounders, some 60s, I think, but just that are up in the higher levels. But we're selling, I think yesterday we did 410 tickets, the day before we done 395 tickets. So we're going to do another couple of thousand, even between now and then. So if you haven't got your tickets yet, come down. Trust me, you're going to see a great night of boxing and you're going to experience something special. One day we will look back on these nights over history and just think, wow, I can't believe that happened. And you've got a chance to be there. And if you can't be there, you know where to do. Sky Sports box office. And if you're in America, The Zone. So, easy work.
Did you meet Amir Khan?
I'm meeting him. I did. I met him last Friday.
Yeah.
And then I'm meeting him.
I always like to look fresh. It helps me keep my focus. Pre-fight is all about positive vibes.
Where was that?
The hard work is done. There's no room for doubt.
Hey! Fix up, look sharp! Hey! Fucking hell.
Fix up, look sharp.
5 minutes.
Get off in a minute.
Huh?
Get off in a minute.
Oh.
Fix up, look sharp. Don't make me get
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, Amir Khan.
Yeah, met him last Friday. Obviously, the stuff broke about Mayweather-Pacquiao going December 1st or 8th. So, don't know. I'm seeing Amir tomorrow, and we're looking at the Brook fight. Pacquiao's guys have been in touch and said, look, you know, we're still interested in the Khan fight, but obviously the Mayweather fight is
How
our
much
preference.
legs in this
I don't
thing?
think so, but
You never know.
you never know with Mayweather because he's a cheeky so-and-so, isn't he? You know what I mean? So maybe he's just.
Do you want to see the
wind
fight
up.
again?
Not really. First one was poor. Second one.
Careful this don't wind up in Sky Sports box office.
Not in December, no.
The slots are taken.
The slots are taken.
But I'm assuming, obviously, you spoke about that situation, and is that looking unlikely now for Khan-Pacquiao?
If Khan-Pacquiao can't be made, it's great news for Khan-Brook, because Amir wants a massive fight, and already the Brook fight was one of the biggest out there. So if the Pacquiao fight's not available,
and you said you've held the Millennium.
Yeah, first 8th and 15th.
Principality, rather. First
8th and 15th.
How do you do that?
Because obviously no one's got it at the moment. So
No, I know, but
so what happens is you hold it, right?
3 dates.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
someone says if someone wants it,
Yeah.
so if someone wanted it now,
Yeah.
they could go in and they could challenge you. So they could say, I want that date, and the venue would say, no problem. You have to sign a contract, or no, first of all they've got to ask me, because I haven't paid the deposit yet. So they say, Eddie, we've had a challenge. Do you want the venue or not? And I'll say yes and pay the deposit. But once someone challenges, if I say no, they've got to pay the deposit and sign up, and it's lumpy. So.
Okay, but they're the dates you're looking at for that. So are you waiting to see what happens if this Mayweather-Pacquiao?
We've got White Chisora in the fire.
Okay.
We've got Khan-Brook in the fire. December's going to be crazy because you've got Pacquiao against Mayweather, maybe. You've got Fury against Wilder, maybe. You've got Canelo said he may fight. You've got Lomachenko against Pedraza.
What's happening with the 22nd date then? No, you've got that held at the O2, you said.
That's Chisora White. That's not a done deal yet. Both guys being very difficult. So.
But you're not obviously taking into consideration that Frampton Warrington's already been announced for that date.
That's our O2 date. Obviously, if we get Brook Khan and that goes December 15th, we ain't going December 22nd. So they may be all right. But
Okay. Did you watch Canelo-Golovkin?
Haven't seen it all, no.
Okay.
But I've watched clips, and it looks like Canelo was backing him up and beating him up. But most people thought Golovkin won by the sounds of things. But when it's like, when you think Golovkin's won by a round or two, you can't start screaming robbery. So, but you have to respect Canelo if you can, because you know he went to war with Golovkin.
But it's strange someone in your position doesn't watch like one of the biggest fights
I was at
of
a
the
wedding, right? So I went to bed at like 3 o'clock in the morning and it hadn't started, and I woke up and saw the result, and I just haven't sat down and watched the fight in full.
But you will do, I'm assuming, at some point.
Of course I will, but also I'm very busy and I'm looking after our guys, and you know that is an important fight to watch at some point, but at the moment I only got 36 minutes, so.
Busy man.
Yeah.
Feel sorry for your wife.
She barely sees me, which may not be a bad thing.
Any other updates? Did you find out why Senior Byfield didn't turn up to the presser?
Oh, I think he's got a dispute with Mickey Elliott or something like that. I don't know. But the fight's fine. He's ordered his tickets. It's very strange. I mean, I actually sent him a message on social media. Why the no-show? He didn't even reply. So.
Did you get an offer for Frank Buglioni to fight? No? Okay. Didn't Frank say that 120 grand was offered?
Not to us.
Okay.
Maybe offered it to the manager, but.
Okay.
I think Anthony Yard's fighting at the Brentwood Centre, isn't he?
20th of October, yeah. I mean, is that a fight you would entertain if that came? Obviously, if you're saying you don't know
I
about
think
it.
he'd probably have to offer more than 120 grand. I mean, but he can make the offer. Looks like Frank Buglioni's got a big fight in Monte Carlo on November 24th. If he comes through that, we can look at the Yard fight. Frank's just got to send me an offer.
He was talking about Ayers. Maybe Ayers sent it to the management.
He hasn't sent it to me, so can't want it that badly. Sounds good though. It's a good story. So.
Well, it's a good fight if it happens as well.
Yeah, it's a better story.
Anything else?
What else has been happening?
Anything in the pipeline? Anyone else you think?
Pipeline.
Any update on your November show in Vegas?
17th. We should announce that beginning of next week. Again, we've just been waiting on Fury Wilder. It's going to 17th. I mean, it was on 6 weeks ago.
Who's going to headline that for you then?
Which one? 17th?
Yeah.
You'll find out soon.
Garcia?
No.
Okay. A new signing?
Possibly, yeah.
Okay. All right. Eddie Hearn, thank you very much for talking to our full service.